Hi, my name is Jay Roysdon. I'm talking about Max the Bull. He was given to me by my wife in 2011, who was given to her by her brother. Now, Max, when we got him, he was barely alive. We nursed him back to health and brought him back to where he was a thriving little bull. He was very precious to us. We would feed him oatmeal cookies. He would come inside our house and eat oatmeal cookies. And early on during this nursing period, my mother forcibly oppressed her way onto us. Well, we wanted to deal with Max a certain way, she wanted to deal with her way. And because my wife is a very reasonable person, she allowed my mother to do this. And then my mother started parading around like Max was hers, telling everybody, "Oh, hey, look at my bull. This is mine. Check him out. Look what he is. Look what he's become." When all along he was ours. He was my wife and I's bull. And And this is the first time I've been actually able to stand up for myself and lay out the facts that he's my bull. He was given to me as a present. He's mine. He's my wife's and mine. And and once I stood up for myself, we left to Washington and we come home and Max is almost dead, at least 500-600 pounds lighter. Now it was agreed upon that whenever we left town, because I'm a seasonal fisherman, that Max would stay on the property. He's still mine. He's my bull. He would stay on the property, provide them with babies. My trailer would stay there. Yet we left, and when we left, she got upset and bulldozed my trailer. And then she got upset at something else and tore her own house down to the bare floor. And that's the way it's been ever since. Now I found Max outside the gate one morning when I went for a walk, starving for water and food. I found a tub and I started pouring water in it with the hose. And when I was feeding water to Max, it broke my heart to see him so weak and broken down. I tried to talk to my dad about it. He just denies it, tells me, "Oh, animals get sick all the time." But I don't believe it. I believe my mother's that vindictive that she would poison my bull to try and hurt my wife and hurt me. I tried to express my feelings, but I'm only met with lies and denial. Now, we left for Florida before to go pick up our stuff and finally be done with moving around. We come back and our bull is skin and bones.
It was Washington, sorry.
Oh, it was Washington. I'm sorry. Skin and bones. We come back from Washington, and his two sons that she kept around are all beefed up and bulked out and beating him up. And we're like, "What's wrong with Max?" I tried to express it to my dad. He lies to me. Says, "Oh, they get sick all the time," but yet I see him smiling about it with my mother, driving around their gator smiling about it like they're enjoying it. Instead of stopping the two animals and trying to nurse him back to health, they just keep going with it. Now, I've tried to express how concerned I am over my bull I was and my family is, yet I'm met with nothing but more lies, more denial. We pin him up, try and make him better, and all they want to do is rip him out of there, put him back with the two bulls that are beating him up every day. Now, I've stood around long enough and let this woman and my dad do this to my life and do this to our bull, and I can't do it anymore. I cannot watch my animal die like this. I cannot watch my animal get poisoned like this. It's not okay what she's doing. It's not okay that he stands by her side, backing her up and letting her do these things. Maria Roysdon will not kill my animal anymore. I'm not going to allow this to happen anymore. It can't be like this. I care about my animal. I want him to live and survive. And my family cares about this animal a lot. And I'm going to do everything I can to make him survive. Now, my mom, Maria Roysdon, has been harassing my life since the day I've been with my wife. Harassing my wife, calling her calling her ex-boyfriend's mother, the grandmother to her children, to tell her what we're doing, where we're going. She gives out my phone number, gives out my address, tells everybody what we're doing, when we did it, when we were there. She's hurts my son, does deliberate, intentional ways to hurt my son, hurt me, and to hurt my wife. All for her jealousy. And the thing that disgusts me the most is how deliberate my mother is with her intentions. Intentions to hurt my family, hurt my son, leave him by the pond by himself when he's 4 years old around the cows and near a pond when he doesn't know how to swim. And he comes home and said, "Mom, Dad, Grandma left me by the pond. I didn't know where she was. I called for her and she was nowhere around. It took me I had to walk up the hill by myself and I couldn't find her." I mean, what kind of grandma does that? What kind of grandma doesn't come say happy birthday to their grandson when they're only 100 feet away? What kind of grandma does that? What kind of grandpa denies their own grandson, their only grandson that'll carry on their name? What kind of grandpa does that? What kind of grandparents do that? It makes me so sad to think my parents didn't ever care about my son. That my grandparents, my own grandparents, my dad's mom and dad, were better grandparents to my son than my parents were. My parents denied him, treated him like a second-class citizen, never even cared about him, denied him, treated all the other grandkids a lot better than him. And I'm supposed to sit by and let this happen again and again? I'm done letting it happen. I'm done sitting around and letting this happen again and again. I'm not allowing her to hurt my son anymore. I'm not allowing her to hurt my wife anymore. I'm not allowing her to hurt me anymore. I'm tired of this hurt. I'm tired of this pain that I've been handling and dealing with.
Your
And
grandmother
now she's trying to take my grandma away from me too, with
with
false claims that we are verbally abusing my grandma and calling her. And when I had video just a week earlier of a conversation I had with my grandma with my wife. I just want to apologize for misspeaking. It's the only video we have, the only conversation we've had with my grandma about this problems, about the restraining order and the things my mom is doing to start all these problems. No, I've never had a problem with my grandma. She's always told me, "Hey, JT, come visit us anytime you want. Come visit me anytime you want. Just come up and see me." To my son, to Neve, to my wife, never been a problem. But since my mother is so jealous and hateful towards my wife, she made it a problem for all of us to come see my grandma. All of us to not be able to see her anymore. And made it a problem. And now she wants to have a restraining order against my grandma, against me. She did this to all my family, all my friends. They all turned their back on